see the stream real quick.
Oh, it should be doing right.
No, I didn't see it on there, but we can just open up.
Okay.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash. Next, double honors unto our apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to you hopeful elect, scattered across the four corners of the earth. I'm your brother Kalak.
I'm brother One.
All right, we're a couple brothers out of the Great Millstone Atlanta camp on another Sunday, fellowship day, just linking up again in the spirit to blow the trumpet, okay, once more. Blowing the trumpet is the job of the prophets, which, Lord willing, we are those men. We are coming here to warn the Israelites, which, according to prophecy, are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners that may look like the other heathen nations, but according to the seed of your forefathers, you trace back to Jacob. And so the title of this video was,
Kind of food famine is coming. A food recession, food famine is come to a city near you.
Yeah, recession and food famine is coming to a city near you. Okay, and really that's all of America and all around the world. Okay, great perils are about to come upon this earth before our Lord Yahushua returns, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Okay, because we're coming up in a point known as Jacob's trouble. Before the kingdom of heaven is set up on the earth, that's going to last forever, we're going to go through Jacob's trouble first, which is the greatest troubles to ever come upon the earth in the history of mankind, okay, in the history of all the earth. So that's what we're going into today.
Kind of, and it's the furthermore on the point. We got a quick little video going into how this recession is hitting and how you have the shutdowns, government shutdowns. You have TSA workers that are down, certain government official, government jobs they're down. And right now a lot of them cannot get food. And like me, we was talking about before we got the camera. Me and his brother was talking about how our last lesson, our last live was literally just on this. But there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because he said they keep blowing the horn. Right? It's going to sound repetitive, but the thing about it is we're getting the blood off our hands and warning the people. Right? But the furthermore going to it, Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5, right quick, and the head title says the end is come. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, and evil and only evil behold is come, and end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. Right, that's why we mean the brother, right, and many of our brothers, right, the apostles, right, we started doing videos on these prophecies that's coming out of the pipeline because it's coming out of the pipeline, and now our job is to what? Warn the people, and we've seen like we talked about, a recession, a food famine, that's prophecy,
Yep. All part of prophecy.
As a matter of fact, I think I should just play that clip first. All right, so we had a little clip, and I just stand closer so you guys can see it. But it's a food bank lined up with military members, right? It says who didn't receive a paycheck this week, right? And like we all be talking about, man, we how society's going right now, things are so high, right? So we like an elder had said, we like 3 weeks away from being homeless, man. 2 paychecks away from being homeless. For them folks to shut down things, right? And as society's still going, people can't function, people can't pay certain things. So what it's going to lead to? It's going to lead to people being in a brute beast type of spirit. Can't pay bills, can't buy groceries. It's going to put people inside a brute beast like spirit, right? It says Matthew 24. And a man should have, not man, I don't put it on the name, but
love wax cold.
Love wax cold, water, right? That's what it's going to turn into. So as you can see in this video, I'm going to play. People are calmly lined up inside this. They calmly lined up in line for the food. But we come to a time period where they're not going to be calm.
They're going to be calm.
No sir.
Nope. It's going to be bloodshed.
Yep, calm with bloodshed. Okay. How dare you?
Yep. It's a good one.
Take a step aside. outside here, there is quite a bit of military members and their families in line because of this government shutdown. We're in day 9 of it, and they're here for a food pantry. There's all sorts of food that is available, and I spoke with some military member spouses, and I spoke with some department heads here at the ASYMCA on why this is so important. What's the difference in the amount of people that you've seen from today to previously?
So when we first started coming, there definitely wasn't this amount of people. It was a lot, but it wasn't this amount to where it wrapped around the building. But lately it has been a lot. Like we were here last week and we were in line for like 2 hours. In a normal week, we usually run out of food around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Last week we ran out of food about 10:30.
So that's a big old increase.
Yep.
As we talked about, as the days are going on, the squeeze only getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Like she said, at one time it was 2 hour wait, and they got their food. They had food till 1 o'clock. Next time they had food till 10:30.
10:30.
That's a 3 hour, 2.5 hour window of you could still been in line getting some food. So just going to show you that it's going to go from these folks waiting in line to these folks fighting like enemies, man.
Yep. And you know what? Can I get that Ezekiel 12 actually?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because as we always say, one day this thing is gonna hit. And me and this brother here, we happen to be like newer into this faith. But you got brothers that have been in this faith. The elder apostles and the bishops have been in this faith for decades, preaching this same gospel. Okay, the same Jacob's trouble that even we're preaching. Okay, and one day it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit one day.
Suddenly.
Yep. This is Ezekiel. Bear with me. I'm trying to find this where it said.
Ezekiel 12 and 21.
Come on, the water, bro. The water. Ezekiel chapter 12. That's not it. Salakia. You know what? I got it right here. Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 23. No, it's all good. Ezekiel 12 and 23. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
Right? And and that's what it is right now. Right? We talk about Jacob's trouble. Right? Jeremiah 30:7, like a time like never before is going to come upon this whole earth. What people do, they say, I just have a happen at our lifetime. They say it's not going to happen. You got camps that's telling you it's not a Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
But the Lord said He's going to put that proverb to cease. You're not going to be able to scoff. Like the Apostle Hart talks about a lot. He says, when Jacob's trouble pops up, you're not going to have to ask when Jacob's trouble is. You're going to know you're in Jacob's trouble. Right? And we're seeing, excuse me, we've seen it already with ICE in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's just a prelude, man. That's just showing you that these folks really get busy. They picking up They picking up the Southern Kingdom now. Alongside with the Northern Kingdom. So it goes to let you know that Lord will make sure you put that proverb to cease, man.
Yep.
You got it.
Yep. And this is all prophecy. None of this is unintentional. None of this is by coincidence. Everything you see, all of the events going on in the world right now, is lining up perfectly with the Holy Bible.
Oh, I got precept.
Yep.
It's the book of Amos 3 verse 7. It says, surely the Lord will do nothing, but He revealeth His secret unto His servants, the prophets.
Yep.
So the Lord put what in the NLT it says, indeed the sovereign Lord never does anything until He reveals His plans to His servants, the prophets. So everything we're speaking about is lining up with the scriptures, man. And He warned us right through our apostles. We woke up today works, and we preaching the same message. Blowing the trumpet and warning the people.
Yep.
You got it, bro.
And so with this all being prophecy, even the collapse of the society, you may look around and you think the resources are abundant, but even through prophecy, the so-called white man, he's going to collapse this society intentionally and on purpose. Okay, because he's trying to bring forth his agenda, which is his new world order. Okay, so these famines they're actually going to be brought forth intentionally.
They're orchestrated.
They're orchestrated. They're order out of chaos.
Yeah.
Because what is one major prophecy coming up? Revelation chapter 13. That mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. And how is the beast, which is basically synonymous with Esau, the so-called white man, how is he going to force the mark of the beast on the entire world? Well, one of the main things is that famine.
Food famine is straight.
So he's going to collapse this on purpose. This is orchestrated. This is prophecy.
And what we talk about gradualism a lot. You know, he 2 Corinthians 2:11, but we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You know that he's going to try to tear down this system strategically, so he can open up this new one. And we already know he opened this new system is going to be what? Digital ID is going to lead to what the MOTB, right? Like the brother just said, the chip.
Yep.
But you got to break it down precisely.
And is that, and it's also an actual, famine like that the Lord is sending. The Lord is actually causing some of these farms to not be able to bring in a harvest. So it's a mixture of the so-called white man purposefully bringing down the system and the Lord plaguing this place. But either way it goes, famine is coming because it's prophecy.
Food, both of them. Famine in the word of the Lord and that food famine. Both of them gonna hurt.
Yep. That's right.
I had a quick one. You got it?
No, you got it.
Kind of just I have you had just said it about us speaking and warning the people. To bring out Ezekiel 3 and 17. Because seeing these articles and seeing these video clips, this is what we use, and we fill it with the scriptures and help warn the people. Do live lessons, do sit downs, and edify the people. It says Ezekiel 3 and 17. It's in the NLT. It says, "Son of man, I have appointed you as a watchman for Israel," right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives. Whenever you receive a message from me, warn people immediately. See, so when we hear these articles, we hit that button fast, man. We blowing that spiritual shofar, right? That spiritual ram horn, and what warning the people about, hey, times is coming. We talk about food famine. We talk about inflation that's gonna rise into hyperinflation. Matter of fact, in that article on which phone was on? This one. I was on this phone. But it was talking about no, I was on that phone. But 22 states are in recession. Right? And Georgia's one of them. I gotta pull that up. You can go into it if you have right quick.
Yeah, I got a scripture going into what you were saying.
Okay, kind of, what?
How there would be prophets blowing the horn and alerting the people. The Lord has always dealt that way. And we come here humbly, in the spirit that hoping that we are those men. Okay, but nevertheless, the Lord would have men, especially here in the last days, warning of what is to come. This is Jeremiah 28 and 8.
Yes, sir.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And so, if the men of Great Millstone, started with the elder apostle Tahar on down, aren't the men of the Lord, and who's fulfilling Ezekiel 37 in today's world? Okay, so you have a majority of our people that are in denial of this truth, in denial of this message, and yet you claim to believe in the Bible, but the true prophets are out here telling you what's about to happen, and you're in denial of it. So all of these events are about to come, and they're about to slap you in the face. These prophecies are going to slap you in the face, and you're going to know that a prophet has been among you.
And that food famine really going to get them straight, because like Scripture says, it's better to die by hunger
by sword
than by the sword. So going dying by starvation is real tough. And like you said, these folks not even paying attention. When that food famine actually hit these folks, they're not gonna know how to stomach it. That's why it says in Jeremiah 30, I think like verse 5, right? When you talk about when you read this at the NLT, talk about why these men, holding a stomach like they pregnant. It was like, can women give birth? Why I see them so ashen faced? Because they wasn't preparing themselves, man. Right? When shit hit the fan, the food famine, when shelves got empty, the folks they wasn't so tough no more. Their reality had hit them. You know, and like I always like to say, you know, Apostle Gabar was saying about you can ignore reality, but you can escape the consequences from doing so. Ignore reality. You know, and that's gonna be the consequences, right? A lot of folks gonna die from starvation. A lot of folks gonna die, you know, trying to cannibalize somebody else.
Man,
You know?
yeah. And the Lord is terrible.
Oh yeah.
The God of the Bible is terrible. Okay, contrary to what the mainstream Christianity tries to portray, the God of the Bible is a terrible power. And with the way he wrote this movie out, it's going to be a lot of terrible judgment in these latter days. Did you have something?
Kind of had the states. So like it was going into, we had 22 states that's going into recession right now, right? So we have Wyoming, Montana, Minnesota, Mississippi, Kansas, Massachusetts, Washington, Georgia, New Hampshire, Maryland, Rhode Island, Illinois, Delaware, Virginia, Oregon, Connecticut, South Dakota, New Jersey, Maine, Iowa, West Virginia, and Washington D.C. Right, and this is like the brother had said earlier, it's going to continue to go to all 50. You know, and then we know this whole society has to collapse, man. Right, we know about inflation is going to increase to hyperinflation. Right, the love of many is going to wax cold for a reason. No food, and a lot of people, these people are carnal. We're a small remnant of people have to blend in with 2/3, and plus not just 2/3 white people. You got majority. You got a lot of heathens around too that don't know how to fast. Well, they're not even tapped into the Lord, so they can't get that hedge of protection. So they're gonna bug out. Yeah. It just in them they have to, you know.
I got scripture for you. Going into what you were saying. You know, ultimately one day prophecy is going to hit. And we keep going into this. Isaiah 47:7.
Yep.
And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. All right, this is speaking of the virgin daughter of Babylon, which we know is America. It says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. All right, and this is Esau's mindset. Esau, we know the so-called white man, he thinks America's going to go on forever. But we have the majority of our people, the Israelites, also believing America is going to continue on forever, that this is where you're just going to be.
Yeah, they think we're going to bounce back. So
no, you good. Yeah. But we're here to tell you this place is collapsing, okay? And famine, it just happens to be one of the subjects that we happen to go into when we link up. But it's true. It's prophecy, famine, death by hunger. That's a painful death. And again, the Lord is a terrible power, and he's going to use that judgment on a lot of people.
That's a good prayer, yeah.
So America is going to collapse. It's going to hit one day.
That's a part of the plan. You gotta collapse it with a black swan event, so he can open it back up with these new laws. You know, and that wasn't be the face of those new laws. You gotta have this ship to maneuver around.
That ship.
And matter of fact, did you finish that?
Yeah.
Can we hit the rest of your Ezekiel 12? We ain't finished it.
Oh, sloppy.
No, it's all good. We have it to someone else. It's all good.
That was Ezekiel 12:23.
Yeah. Yep. Go down some
more. It says, I'll just start back over at 23. Ezekiel 12:23. Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease.
And that's what I brought up in Ezekiel 3. Because just to land back off that point, you know, he said he's going to tell them that it's probably going to cease. So that's why we out here warning about what's going to happen. He said warn them immediately. Because, because think about it, people be like, well, I feel like it's not about opinions when it comes to the scriptures, man. It's about what's actually finna go down, you know. So they tell them, hey, that proverb gonna cease, man. You know, the wells gonna dry up, and the store shelves, they gonna get empty real soon.
And you would think after COVID that our people would realize that, because COVID came out of nowhere, and it just pretty much smacked people's life out of their hands. COVID came and said, your regular life, bump all that. You're gonna just be your state of life is just gonna change just like that. And that was only 5 years ago. So what makes you think something like that can't happen again? And America is in its most fragile state in all since its inception.
Yeah.
So all it takes is, like you said, one small black swan event, one more event on a COVID like scale, 911 like scale, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's really, to be honest, these things that's been prophesied, it can happen any moment now. It can happen right now.
Literally.
Our phones could just shut off and black out right now.
That's true, and that's the thing about it, because a lot of these scriptures talk about suddenly, all at an instant.
Yep.
You know, this thing can happen. Scriptures talk about in the book of Ephesians, be sober and be circumspect. You know, it can happen. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay on the pivot because, like you said, we had a time of a lot of collapse, a lot of blackouts. You know, it can happen at any given moment.
And can you imagine the terror, the terror that's gonna set in on people's hearts that haven't been prepared? Because even for us, as Lord willing, we those men, we've been preparing, girding up our loins and our minds to be ready for when this thing hit. And even for us, it's gonna shock us, like, oh shoot,
yeah, because even when the flesh,
shoot, yeah. So imagine not having any type of stability in your mind.
Yeah, you getting caught off guard.
That's scary. That's scary.
Now you saying that. So you think about that, how the folks on what Noah was, man. They felt that first little raindrop, like,
Yeah,
oh
like, whoa.
shit, boy, it's raining. And I was talking about this shit for so long, I thought that was just being annoying. Whole time the man trying to put me on game.
Yeah.
You know?
Man.
And then boom, there's nothing you can do after that point. It's like, it don't matter how much you talk to Noah, it don't matter how much you talk to us in that time period. It's too late. You know, you waited too long.
Finish this off for you. Ezekiel 12 and 23. I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
The effect of every vision. What we're seeing right now, we're seeing we just talk about the one right now. We're seeing the effects of the famine in the words of the Lord, right? In China, they're talking about you know, pretty much getting you consequences with religious speakings online. See, when things be happening across the waters, it's just a prelude it's a foreshadow of what's going to come to America, man. Right. Lord, so the Lord put us on game before it actually comes to Babylon the Great. You know, so we see the chip, right? A lot of those countries, right? You got China, you got Korea, you got Sweden, you got UK, Britain.
Yeah.
You know, they already talking about digital ID. Those things are going to go to what the MOTB is going to come to America, right? Because talk about 3 and 10. Since you have kept the word of my patience, I shall keep you from the hour of temptation, which I come upon the whole world. You know.
Yeah.
So we talking about those proverbs gonna be put to cease, man, because people thinking like, oh, the chip ain't gonna happen, World War III not gonna happen, right? And all these nations are getting brewed up. You know, they think it's not gonna happen inside this lifetime. They saying it's gonna happen when we're dead and past it. No, man, these things are happening right now in our face, man.
Yeah.
We just waiting for one black swan event to pop, and this shit's through. The day's already speeding up. That's prophecy within itself. He said, I'm gonna shorten the days for the elect's sake, man.
That's right.
Yep.
Continuing on. Ezekiel 12 and 24. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel.
Because I want to say the book of Isaiah 55. You know, the Lord talks about my words shall be that go forth out of my mouth shall not come back unto me void.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what's with people right now. Since things are not happening on their time and back to back to back, they thinking like, oh, it's not gonna happen. No, but when we look at these articles, it's like, nah, this shit's happening back to back to back.
Hey,
you know, Trump came in this thing swinging, and it's already October. It really feel like it was January, like 2 months ago, bro.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord is shortening the days of him, but He's definitely making these things come to pass.
They're coming to pass, and you know, most Americans have never lived in a world where there was an empty grocery store. But we're telling you, it's about even me. But it's gonna happen.
Yeah, we seen it in 2020.
Yep.
With the toilet tissue, they got ugly fast. This old toilet, man, one of our brothers, he had to go to Alabama. They go get tissue. Like him,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He had to go ride with a little, little chick he was with. They rode to Alabama to get tissue, man.
So imagine food.
Imagine food, man. Shit, by the time he get to Alabama, he won't eat nothing.
Yep.
You know?
And at this point, we know it's just election because the visions is right in front of everybody's face.
For sure.
The microchips are already made.
Yeah.
The nukes are already made.
Mm-hmm.
Like these countries don't need to go and start making more nukes. No, they already made for prophecy. They're going to be used, and it's in the Bible how nuclear warfare is World War III.
Yeah.
And the microchips are made. What do you think that is? That's the mark of the beast. So these prophecies, they're right in front of your face, and the only way you would not be able to see it is if the Lord would be blinding you.
Yeah.
Quick before you get the rest of that.
Just to bring up, like you said, with the nukes, right?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's a part of the Lord's army. Like those are brought forth for a reason. Those are part of prophecy. It's Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Which is also landing back into Ezekiel 12 because that proverb is, World War III is not going to happen.
Yep, we've been hearing about that forever.
Yeah, we've been hearing about that forever. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. So this is the point that these missiles do have a part in prophecy. This is a part of the Lord's army. And I think that's in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 or 51, if I'm mistaken. You know, but just going back to it, right? Hey, these prophecies will come to pass. You know.
Yep. You want me to go back to this Ezekiel 12?
Come.
Yeah, verse 25 is good. Yep. Ezekiel 12 and 25. For I am the Lord Yahweh. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall not come, or in the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh.
And the thing about it is, yes, the scripture's been written over 2,000 years ago. But the thing is, the Lord gave us discernment. Right, he gave us discernment to let us know the while. He gave us discernment to know when these things will happen. So yes, it says in your days. That's how we know. We know about this inside these times because all these prophecies are actually popping off in this time period. Come.
Yep.
I want to had a precept. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and I started at verse 2. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table that he may run that readeth it. For the vision yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Going back to Ezekiel chapter 12. Right, these things will not tarry. It's going to come sooner or later, and we're going to be able to discern when it's coming. And right now we're seeing it. You know, like you said, we talking about the food famine, love many from the wax cold. We're talking about the chip. We're talking about the food famine. Famine of the words, a lot of here. You know, also WW3. These things are right here, back to back to back, right?
Yep.
And then also is back in verse 2, it says make it plain upon tables, right? In the NLT it talks about make my words plain on tablets so that you can have the correct answer given it to others, the correct message to others.
You been running that reading?
Yeah. So that was that on that. What else?
I got 2 Esdras 6.
Matter of fact, can you hit Bible shot hit that 15 and 1, 2 and 5, and then hit that one?
2 Esdras chapter 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Right, and prophesy to what speak about it before it actually happened. Yep. Warn them about what's going to go down before it actually go down. Same job as Noah, and a 2/3 of unbelievers know the story of Noah. You know. That's right. Noah's Ark. Everybody know about Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing the same exact job in Noah, but just in modern time.
But see, most people, even our people, black Christians, they say they believe in the Bible, but they really see the Bible as a fairy tale book. You don't believe you say, oh, that's the Bible days. Noah's Ark, that's the Bible days.
Bible days.
nigga, you in the Bible days.
Yeah.
Oh, prophets, that's the Bible days. No, the prophets. In fact, the same prophets
Literally.
Reincarnation is biblical.
Yeah, we still here.
Not just any prophets. The same prophets that you read about from the Bible are the same prophets before you today. Lord willing, we're those men. Let me continue on this. Second Ezra chapter 15 and 1. Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
Right, the prophets. He gonna speak. He gonna rise us up, put the seals back upon us, and stand upon our feet, and prophesy. Right, Jeremiah 28 and 8. Prophets that have been before me of old prophesy both against many countries, war, evil, and pestilence. You know,
And war is a type of
using food is a type of war.
Yep. Starving people out.
Yeah, that's war. And that's why I said we're not ignorant of Satan's device. That's what the Lord had to put in there, Isaiah 65. You know, about how we gonna eat in those days, man. You know, because we know this devil's finna get down on us. That's right. He's finna come in with that food famine. You know.
You got it, bro.
Yep. Second Ezra chapter 15 and 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Right. So we're just going back, you know, just going backing off of it, you know.
It's like you repeat that.
No.
That's
that's how it be, bro.
That's crazy.
Second Ezra 15 and 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
That's what it was. The water. Like how it was back in Habakkuk, he said, though it tarry, wait for it, right? Ezekiel 12. Like he was like, in your days, O rebellious house. You know, we talk about discernment a lot, so we already see that. What's it? The scriptures is faithful and true, right? We see that in a certain time period, you're gonna start seeing these things being manifested, right? The scriptures is what we talk about. The scriptures is faithful and true. You know, so we know at a certain time period, right? These prophets are gonna be brought forth. I lost my train of thought.
Yep. Nah, you good, bro. Verse 3. Fear. No, you wanted me to go to verse 5.
You jump to verse 5, yeah.
Verse 5, Second Ezra chapter 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Who's the sword for?
Who's the sword? Esau, Edom.
Esau.
Now that's the main sword. Yep. Then you know we're gonna have other swords putting down folks. You know, but he says the sword, death, famine, and destruction, man.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, the main ones in there is famine. We know that food famine is definitely going to be brought forth real soon on a higher level. It's already here. It's going to be on a higher level. We're just talking about how the dollar ain't shit no more. You know.
It's all point to prophecy.
Yeah, kind of.
Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly it says, and suddenly.
Right, and we define that word suddenly, Salakia.
Yeah.
When we define that word suddenly, it says all at once, all at an instance, right? So like we talk about Black Swan event, all at once, this shit could just go left, right? And we already seen it now with the states that's going into recession now, but all at an instant is going to be on a larger scale.
Yep. The Lord is the Lord is just gonna slap the world in the face. This is gonna come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yep. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Right.
The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Right. And like how you seen the lady was talking about during the interview on the video, you know, we brought out with how all the folks was lined up, you know, at the food bank, man. You know. So just imagine these other stores, right? Because the scriptures talk about how, like I said, and suddenly have the sown places appear unsown. You know, got your Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, distribution centers, Publix. The whole thing gonna be what? Unsown. You're not gonna have people at those places. And after a while, people not gonna be trying to be in line to wait for food. People finna just, you know, show no pity towards our neighbor. You know, they just gonna be like, just start ramshacking your shit, man.
Yep.
You know, if you in line, finna just push you out of line, or folks just finna start stealing.
Line? What's a line?
What's a line? Yeah. Matter of fact, I don't know if you probably seen a video with that Keisha, that big mama lady, how she was inside the food stand office.
Yep, I saw that.
You see what I'm saying? So it be folks like that, and she said she's like, now I gotta go ahead and start stealing because I ain't got my food stamp.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? Because she's like, I don't care about no government shutdown. She's like, y'all ain't right. I got 9 kids to feed. You know?
Yep. And Esau, sloppy, bro. Esau led our people into a snare by allowing, you know, he he made the Israelite woman the enemy against the Israelite man by welfare and the Section 8 that was able to be government assistance for the Israelite woman to weaponize her against the Israelite man, and a lot of those women are going to go out very dirty in these latter days, okay, because of prophecy and because of the famine, like we're going into. They've gained a sense of entitlement to food stamps and things of that nature, and that's going to be cut off.
Yeah, hey, shit, Isaiah 32. Talk about, I think it's Isaiah 32 and 12. Talk about they shall lament for the teats of the field, right? Because pretty much Esau's system is like a breast, and what he gives to the so-called black woman or the Israelite woman to let them just suck on them, man. So now he's pulling them off the titty.
Yep. They might crash out.
Yeah, you got to fend for themselves, man. You got it, bro.
That was pretty much it in this.
Oh, that was 22. Go down to 23 and 24.
Come. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
Right, that's what I'm about to see right now. But see a lot of folks being spooked, man. Been warning you. See, like you say, it's not going to really hit Jake until it's at their doorstep.
Excuse me. Oh, you got it.
Yep. Verse 24.
That's the main point.
At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
Right, and like in that video we were just watching, people was just lined up, they all in the military. Yeah, they all cool and they cordial.
Yeah.
But when they get to that time period where they're too hungry, they're not gonna care about, oh yeah, he cool, that's Chad, he good. No, man. They say they're gonna fight one against another like enemies. And friends gonna fight like enemies, man.
Yeah.
Cause that's how scarce of the food gonna be. They're not gonna have no remorse toward their own friend, right? Especially within households. Talk about in the book of Matthew 24. Not Matthew 24, but not Matthew chapter 10. A man's supposed to be there of his own household.
Yeah, and that's scary.
It is.
When there's no more 911, Slocky.
Yeah.
When there's no more 911, and there's also a famine, there's not going to be any order. So as soon as you leave your door, you're entering a war zone.
Yeah. Shit, you ain't gotta leave the house. Shit, cause
war gonna come to you.
Yeah, you might be in the house with an unbeliever. You know what I'm saying? Your spouse may be an unbeliever.
Yep. Sell you out or
sell you out. What that last one has cost? I think it's 2nd Ezra 15 and.
Oh, I didn't finish 24.
Okay, kind of sorry.
2nd Ezra 6, finishing on 24. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Like we're just going into. You're gonna be scared, bro. It's gonna be a free for all. No trust among the people.
Hey, that's like the movie, like The Purge. What's that one movie I like to speak about?
Like a doomsday movie.
It's like something like that. It's like I can't remember the name of it. It's crazy. I say it all the time. Not Robert. I can't remember the name of it. It's all good. But yeah, it's a lot of movies that pretty much Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Like the movie Hunger Games. That's how it's gonna be in these days. People gonna be grouping up, preying on the smaller people, preying on the smaller person, people.
And that's already happened, Salaki.
Man, you got it, bro.
That's already happened right now.
Yeah.
The elites have completely sold out the lower class, including the Edomites. It's in fact the middle class Edomite knows that. The middle class Edomite knows he's been completely sold out by his elites at this point, and he's almost just gonna. It'll be more of a benefit at this point to just go against Jake instead of your own elites.
Lock him up.
Yeah, even though they know Jake ain't the problem, but
that's the only cop out. That's the only way they can.
Yeah. That's just their last lick at this point. They're just two-time losers.
So, but yeah, man.
2nd Ezra 15 and 19. And if you ain't had nothing else, we can close out with that.
All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Seeing like we started off, but we blowing our horn, letting you know these things are gonna come out of the pipeline. You know, so right now, yes, people are inside long lines with the shortage going on, but after a while, people not gonna be they won't have no pity towards their neighbor because why they're hungry. Right, and a lot of Babylonians right there, they thrive off of food. Right, they don't know how to, they don't have discipline, food discipline. So once that stomach gets to talking to them, they reacting on it, right? It's like they stomach has a bigger brain than up here. So they're gonna move on. They're gonna move off that emotion. Oh shit, I ain't eating 3 days. Impulse, yeah, fine. But yeah, that's just that. And he says, "The man shall have no pity upon his neighbor for great tribulation." That's the time we coming into a great time, a time of great tribulation, man.
Yeah.
What you got to do?
Great tribulation. Hey, so you know what it is, man. We just blowing that trumpet. Lord willing, this was edifying to the Lord's elect out there. Keep the faith. With that, we're gonna close it out, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Hashem, Wakakadash. Once again, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us His truth, and peace, love, and salutations to you hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.